and meet Doug. Doug is your personal recovery guide, which knows everything about you. So he knows everything about you, and he knows what worked for the last time, what didn't help you the last time, based on your previous tasks and previous history. So the entire dashboard is made using Next.js, Motion, the stand, and React framework. So what makes this special is not about the dashboard. It's what Doug brings with him every time you come back. The first thing that you see is the chat panel. You see the chat panel, you open it, and you have Doug there. So you tell him everything, what happened last night, how much time do you have to recover, and you tell him about your problems. So it replies to you, and properly it responds to you in such a way that every response is personalized, specific to you, and it's not generic. That is an advice pull from any Wikipedia. So here's what's actually happening over there. The moment you send that first message, Cognee Remember is firing underneath. It's not saving your text to a database. It's building a knowledge graph connecting your symptoms, your cause, your timeline as an actual linked nodes in memory. The first session, Docker actually changes everything. You close the app, you come back again tomorrow in a new session. You haven't typed anything, you haven't provided any kind of data about yourself again, and you haven't uploaded anything, nothing. Everything is just fresh, but that's the point. Doug remembers everything about you. Everything what all happened till now in the from the past sessions, it remembers each and everything. Now here's where Cognee Recall comes to the play. Cognee Recall is already working in the background. It remembers each and everything. It travels the memory graph based on everything what happened and found your data, found your history, and based on that, it actually loads all of it. No prompt, no entering everything, but
what you feel. Now let me show you why it's not a trick. I'm sure and none of that lives in the front end. It just renders it. The memory is what is actually living over there. So let's go to our knowledge graph pipeline on the GitHub repo itself. So there are on the GitHub repo, I have created 3 files for you to overview. Architecture, knowledge graph, and the setup deployment. So let's move into the knowledge graph. As over here, we can see that in a knowledge graph pipeline, if you take one example, if user says, I drank 3 glasses of water, what the intent classifier is doing over here is it tags it to a fact to store. Then planner outputs a JSON action and store it. Memory manager writes it into the Cognee graph. Then and only then the LM then updates the context and response. Great job, keep hydrating. That's a graph written in the loop before the reply generates. So it's not a canned response, right? In this, I have taken only the 4 important Cognee actions into the account, which are your remember, call, improve, forget features. That's a complete Cognee memory lifecycle visible in the graph, the timeline, the score. We didn't add a memory to a chatbot. We built an app where memory is the architecture, and that's your favorite duck over here. So the front end you've already gone through. So let me come back to here and let me go through you with the graph. So there's a chronicle timeline and derived analytics with the user memory graph. So that's how it's basically working. And here the entities, I have kept it as a symptoms like headache, nausea, and consumable things like water, alcohol, or ibuprofen. Because if